Why I left the left. Whew. Let's take a listen.
Welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, it's Misha and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to make a video talking about why I left my old university and overall the left. So I'm just going to discuss some of the crazy things I saw in my old university, including the political agendas and all that great stuff. Before we get started, please make sure you guys hit subscribe and the notification bell so you guys don't miss my videos. So I grew up calling myself a Democrat and pretty liberal, all that stuff, because all my friends were liberals and I went to a liberal high school. So I just sort of identified with that. Didn't really agree with a lot of stuff that my friends were saying, but kind of kept quiet because I saw everyone else that were speaking their minds literally getting shunned by the rest of the students. So I was like, okay, better not touch that, because I knew, oh, well, I can't really say what I actually think. But I think my journey started after I watched The Social Dilemma, which is an amazing documentary that I watched on Netflix. I don't know if it's on Netflix anymore, but either way, it was so amazing, and I want to talk a little bit about that. So this was around the 2020 election, I believe. It basically talked about how big tech companies such as Facebook and YouTube were advertising certain videos to certain people. So let's say that you are a very conservative person, you're going to keep getting very conservative YouTube videos, for example, because they sell your information to other companies, and then those companies will say, oh, this person wants to see X, Y, and Z, and so they will promote that on your page. I was getting a bunch of lefty, woke type of content, but this creates the illusion that everyone around you thinks the same way as you do, which is not the case. With my school and the people I associated with being very left-leaning, I thought that the right was just this small group of hillbilly, bigoted, racist people, because that's what they made them seem like. So because I was really blown away by this, I shared a post. It was basically a short clip of the documentary where the guy was talking about how it's really upsetting that friendships are being torn apart just because of political views. And that really hit home for me because I wasn't agreeing with a lot of what my friends were saying. This was during BLM and, the Biden and Trump election. So a lot of the things that my friends were saying, I wasn't in agreement with, and I felt very pressured to either keep silent or agree. So I posted this because in general, I thought it was really sad that a lot of friendships were being broken just because of a disagreement in political views, which I always thought was silly, because why can't we live in harmony and still be friends even if we have different political views? It's really good to be friends with someone that has a different perspective and a different view on life in general, because if you're with the same people who have the same exact view as you, it doesn't really promote thinking or questioning anything. I thought that was really sad that we don't have these sort of debates and discussions anymore. Everyone has to agree with you, and if they don't, you can't be friends. I always thought that was really silly. So I'm gonna show you guys the video really quick.
The false sense that everyone agrees with you because everyone in your newsfeed sounds just like you. And that once you're in that state, it turns out you're easily manipulated.
We all simply are operating on a different set of facts. When that happens at scale, you're no longer able to reckon with or even consume information that contradicts with that worldview that you've created. That means we aren't actually being objective, constructive individuals.
What are Republicans like?
People that don't have a clue.
The Democrat Party is a crime syndicate, not a real political party.
A huge new Pew Research Center study of 10,000 American adults finds us more divided than ever, with personal and political polarization at a 20-year high.
More than a third of Republicans saying the Democratic Party is a threat to the nation. More than a quarter of Democrats saying the same thing about the Republicans.
So after I posted this, I wasn't really expecting anything. I just posted it because I thought it was very true and resonated with me. But I was surprised. I got 3 or 4 of my friends text messaging me saying, why would you post that? Are you a Trump supporter now? Like, what's going on? Basically, they were ready to attack me. They were proving my point that I can't really post or say anything without people getting defensive or offended. And it really made me miss the day.
That's the difference between the left and the right.
Mm-hmm.
The left they're not perfect. They got their issues, but at least they allow you to have your own thoughts. They don't persecute you like that. And it's not generally, not the majority. There are a few that I've seen. If you say anything in any way, whether it is a constructive criticism about Trump or anything, they just lose their minds. But that's an extreme group.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the left, for example, that was that girl's name, Sexy Red or something like that. She supported Trump, which I don't care so much about her character. I care about her personhood, of course, being a Christian. But she supported Trump openly. The left went to the point where they want to cancel her because she has an opinion that is different from theirs. They want to cancel her completely, obliterate everything she's ever started, which I don't think anything she's doing is good for the culture or the culture as a whole. But
Look at what they did to Russell Brand.
yeah, good example. Yeah, the right doesn't do that. Like if you're on the right and you choose to speak in a positive way, for example, people on the right will speak about Joe Rogan, who is not on the right, somewhere in the middle, classical liberal, you will say, or they will talk about Bill Maher. Even though people on the right, majority of us are Christian, we can still listen to Bill Maher and say Bill Maher makes sense on this issue.
He's
And we
not
can,
always right, but
yeah, it's not
occasionally,
always right.
a
Yeah,
broken watch is right twice a day.
at least, yeah. And we can say that even sometimes the ladies on The View, they will come out and say something that will be like, oh, really? They finally were able to condemn the fact Biden does have some evidence that's showing after a while, Anna Kasparian, for example, we can look at her for as leftist as she is. She came out several times and condemned either racism of any sort toward whites. She's also condemned Meatballs, who was talking about just doing all these crazy things in the streets. So we on the right can say, "Oh, that's a good."
I thought I heard that too. I think you
Yeah,
misspoke earlier when you said you meant the right, not the left.
yeah, okay, that's what I meant. Yeah, yeah. So I think she's on the left, but she at least came out and say a few things to condemn the left. We can consider her perspective and say that's not. I agree with you, although I don't agree with everything else you say. But on this, but
On
the
this
left,
one matter, you're
the
right.
left will not even allow anyone from their side to agree in any way about anything from the right. That's the extreme side of the difference here.
And
that I
if you
think
do,
is
you're shut down,
crazy.
canceled,
Yeah,
X'd out.
yeah.
You're no longer a person. You don't exist.
Yeah, that
You're
that to
nothing.
me is so extreme that I'm like, it's good for her that she's realizing the nature of the beast she's been a
Right.
part of. But that to me is the problem that I've had with the left is the censorship. You're not allowed to have a perspective and opinion that's different from ours. You got to have this group thinking mentality, mass formation psychosis. You have to suspend your own conscience in order for you to be part of our group.
Right.
That to me is crazy because we're not all. There's no such thing. It's one thing to be unified. It's another thing to be uniformity, and unity is not the same thing. And that's what the left pushes that I have a problem with.
Now, Vicky, I have heard that, but unfortunately, one of the wings is broken.
Of the same bird, yeah. I think there was like a ooh,
Yeah,
like,
the bird's just flying in a circle because one of the wings is broken.
Yeah, long time ago. It's the Uniparty, right? The Uniparty.
But
Did you hear that Kevin McCarthy is considering about rerunning again?
Dude,
just
go
saying.
away.
Just saying. I don't know who counseled him to say, come on back and run again. He did say he was going to leave politics altogether.
Well, did you hear Nancy Pelosi's considering running again?
Oh, give us a break. So who's giving these people hope? I just would like to know.
I don't know.
Somebody's telling them it's okay to run again. We're going to support you. They're getting a message. They're getting a message from somewhere.
Dianne Feinstein. What is going on with these people?
I have no idea.
Let them go off and live their life in dignity.
Yeah, go be a grandma. Go be a grandpa. Go love your wife, man. She probably needs some attention. Who knows?
Anyway, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy how they want to just sit there and crucify you for just saying the wrong thing, and then you've won an argument against leftists when all they do is call you names.
Yeah.
If that's their last argument, their last line of argument is just sitting there calling you a racist, homophobe, bigot, whatever, then that's when you've won the argument.
That's it. It's over. Because when they start calling your name, they're telling you they have nothing else to argue against. So
exactly,
they're surrendering. All right, let's let her finish.
Days when we could all say, oh, let's agree to disagree. Because I used to say that a lot when I would have debates with other people. And we were like, yeah, you know, you think this way, I think this way. It doesn't look like we're going to find common ground. So let's just agree to disagree. But now that does not exist. If you disagree, you have to be canceled and shunned. There's no freedom of speech anymore. So after high school, I went to my old university, which was known to be very, or not very, but pretty liberal, in the sense that that's what they call themselves, even though they don't hold any of the actual traditional liberal values like freedom of speech, freedom of religion. And let me tell you, the first day, guys, I went into the campus. I had to use the bathroom, right? So I go into the restroom, and what do I see? I see a man, a 20-year-old man just in the bathroom. Let's say that this person was transgender, right? There wasn't any effort into presenting female, none, okay? No like wig, no makeup, like zero. It was just a guy in a t-shirt, jeans. And I was looking around, I'm like, there are other women in this bathroom, and there's this guy in here. No one is saying anything. No one is giving it a second thought. I'm like, well, I'm uncomfortable, so do 180 and I leave. Because everyone feels like if they tell this person, you can't be in here, you're a dude, they're gonna get canceled. And then my classes start. And there were trigger warnings on every piece of literature. If you had this in your past, if you experienced that, you can leave the class. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. Literally raising toddlers. Like, you have to be coddled and protected from everything in the world. That's not how the world works. It was so annoying. Everything that we read and everything that we watched, the teachers had to put a trigger warning. Even if it wasn't in any way offensive. This documentary says this curse word. So if you feel offended by this, then, you know, let the teacher know and you can exit the classroom during this part of the documentary. I was so confused. Within that same week, I was asked to then write a paper about how I was privileged being white, but also marginalized being a woman. So this was some intersectionality paper that we had to write.
Oh man, this is crazy.
Write a paper on how you love yourself and hate yourself at the same time.
You go, white girl. You better. You got white privilege. You better.
But yet you're marginalized.
Yo, these teachers have lost the whole concept of teaching, man.
But
What you said again?
Write a paper on how you love yourself and hate yourself, and how you're oppressed and uplifted because of your privilege at the same time.
And that's the thing with these people. I think they're probably doing it under the notion that they love minority, they love black people. I don't even think that's what it is. They don't love black people. It's a false savior complex that they're pushing to get sympathy and to get black people to surrender.
It's racist ideology.
It's a racist ideology, because if you really love black people,
you'll leave them alone.
Yeah, first of all, you will advocate for their communities to prosper. You will advocate for their families. You will advocate for them to go to church.
Let them live their lives.
Yeah, you will leave them alone and stop trying to act like you care about black people. And that is such a fake thing. And this idea that the white people have to feel sorry all the time, they have to explain, and always kind of almost go into this segment of I'm sorry for the sins of my ancestors kind of thing. It's like, are you serious? Like, the average black person that I know, they're not even thinking like that. They're not even thinking about white people like that. This is an ideology.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Y'all didn't pick no cotton. I ain't never owned anybody. End of discussion.
Thank you. I'm done. Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be any more complicated.
Nope. Thank you.
And there was no room for debate, because I was thinking, wait, but I don't think that I'm. And there was women. So this was some intersectionality paper that we had to write, and there was no room for debate, because I was thinking, wait, but I don't think that I'm privileged in this way, or that I'm marginalized in this way. I think I don't really identify with that. There's no room for discussion, okay? You're given this narrative and you have to write about how this applies to your life, even if you disagree. They teach you that if you're white, you're racist. You may not know it yet, but you're racist. And again, I did not agree with that, but I wasn't given a choice to debate. It's like they're forcing you to make stuff up. Words in articles that we were reading were being censored because they were offensive. And we weren't really learning things. We were just talking about how it impacted us and our feelings and how it made us feel and how we were feeling and feeling and feeling and feeling. What about facts? Like, for real, what about 1 + 1 = 2? What about actual facts? Why aren't we learning that? Why do I have to sit through a 60-minute class talking about how this article made me feel inside, or how I'm discriminated against as a woman, or how I'm privileged for being white? I mean, I came here to learn. This isn't even a political class. I was literally going to classes, like I had a math class, okay, my calculus class once, and we started talking about how the government should do more to help protect those less fortunate. I'm just sitting in this math class thinking, oh my God, I literally came here to do calculus. What is this? I had a psychology class where we were watching a video about how race isn't real, but then also how race is really important, and it wasn't making any sense. And then we were talking about critical race theory. The true left quickly exposed themselves to me as people who judge others based on these categorizations they made for them. So if you're white, you know, you're bad, or if you're a woman, you're good. Instead of actually looking at someone's personality, their character, none of that matters anymore. It's just these attributes, this, how much money do you have? Are you a male or a female, or neither? Extra brownie points. Are you black? Are you white? No one cared what kind of person you were, what you knew. It was all about how you identify. That's racist. Like, that's actually racist to go to look at someone and say, you're white, so this is how you behave. I heard countless students present on why they identify as communists and socialists. And at that point, I was ready to dip. I went home.
This got to stop.
This is what they're teaching in colleges. Like I said, it's no longer about teaching reading, writing, arithmetic, and, you know, higher learning. It's all about pushing an agenda, a narrative, and indoctrinating your children into this groupthink.
It's pathetic. Pathetic.
Yeah, it really is. And this is how the next generation is being brainwashed by these educated masters and PhDs and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You can take that stuff and stick it where the sun don't shine.
That's the Christian way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let her finish.
Home, and I thought, you know, I was starting to reflect, what did I learn today? All I really learned was that white people are evil racists. And that was the whole debate and the whole debate. That was the whole discussion in one of my philosophy classes, I think. And I was not learning. I was literally just being indoctrinated and just brainwashed into this nonsense. It was just getting so annoying because every class was political without exception. Politics should not be in the classroom. A classroom should be a place where you're learning essential knowledge like math, science, you know, history. Why do I have to be taught politics in math? Why do I have to go into a science class and taught about how racist America is in 2022? I felt completely silenced, completely trapped in the school. And the funny thing is that I felt that there were other students who also were not in agreement with what was being taught, but they were also so afraid of speaking their minds because, I mean, we saw what happened to people. We saw that people were literally being told to leave the university if they said something offensive. I honestly worry so much for the future generation. You can't say anything without being barked at by classmates and teachers alike. I remember 6 or 7 years ago, I did a project in school and I had to find like a short little quote that I liked. And I remember picking "live and let live" because I love that quote. And I realized no one was going by that quote anymore because you can't let people have their opinions. You just can't. You have to cancel them if you don't agree with them. Cancel culture was taking place all around me with people that were speaking their minds. All someone had to do was literally claim that that person offended them. And then that individual could be expelled. Expelled, guys, for offending someone. I was so sick of being forced to learn about this victimhood and forced into political discussions. Long story short, I left my old university, but not just the university, I left the left, guys, because most importantly, I value my freedom of speech. I'm gonna fight for that. I think that's one of the most important things in life, is to be able to speak your mind, despite who it could offend or not. Anyone can make the claim that they are offended by something, and then we have to silence that person. And I'm just so much happier at my new university. And this whole experience is what inspired me to start talking about politics on YouTube. Because after being silenced for all these years, it feels amazing to finally be able to speak my mind, both in my personal life and here online with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you did, please remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell so you guys don't miss my videos. Okay, bye. Hi guys, it's me.
Welcome to reality.
Yeah, and that's just it. Unless you're actually going to college to learn about politics, there's no reason for you to be learning about politics in any way, shape, or form. You can learn that in your own time and through your own research.
That's right.
I mean, the things that they're pushing on these kids these days is just absurd.
It's Marxist theology.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's Marxist. It's Marxism. But it's coming under a different notion, you know. It's coming under the notion that, you know, I'm the government, I'm here to help. I got a t-shirt coming up about that. So yeah.
I mean,
scariest words.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Yeah. Scariest word is utter.
And you got the Biden administration supporting this stuff.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Somebody did a compilation online. They put a video of, I forgot what it was. They had a video of Biden talking about all that sexualism and stuff, and all these gay stuff and LGBT stuff, and they were showing videos of war going on in the world. They were comparing American perspective versus what's really happening. It's like we are so brainwashed. We are so brainwashed. We are so out of touch with reality. Yeah, we are pampered children. That's why I said this is the greatest country in the world. This is how you know you live in the greatest country in the world, when your main complaints are just sexual.
Yeah,
and we are pathetic because it's like
we can't figure out what bathroom to use or what gender we are. But you know, in other parts of the world, they're fighting to stay alive and put food on the table.
It's so sad. So sad to watch. You know, so. Oh man, so much more could be said, but I think it's fair that we end this video here. Guys, I think we need to bring this thing to an end by going into a session of prayer, and I think more than anything, above everything else that we could do is praying, because we are in a time of we are living in a time of evil. All right, let's just put it that way. Okay, these are some evil times in which we live. This is not the time to be cordial and being neutral. Those days are gone. So I think praying is one of those things we can definitely do, and should be talking about this issue consistently as well.
Time for
bring more
boldness.
attention. Yeah, we need some hope. We need some hope. Let's look at some of the comments. Let's read some of your comments before we bring this video to an end. Oh man, Rocky is here. Yes sir. Yes sir. Teresa, thank you for that. This was great. It's great. Oh gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot of great vocational training out there that you can just, you know, go straight into a job making hundreds of thousands a year. You know, welding, building, construction. All kinds of stuff. And that's the thing, is without these basic trades, with everybody going to college and stuff, racking up hundreds of thousands in debt, without the trades, that's why our infrastructure is suffering like it is, because we don't have trained people to do the jobs that need to be done.
Exactly. Thank you, Vicky.
Thank you, Vicky.
We are going and learning at the same time, so we're not coming with we are somewhat biased, but we're trying to stay in the middle at the same time. But we don't
try
know
our best.
At all.